now for a special KBRF Radio Sports streaming presentation. Tonight's game is proudly brought to you by Quality Toyota and your Quality Toyota player of the game. Nelson Auto Center and your Nelson starting lineups. Park Region and your Park Region scoreboard. Lake Region Healthcare and your Lake Region timeout. The Minnesota Motor Company and your Minnesota Motor Company halftime show. Viking Cafe and your Viking Cafe keys to the game. Orthopedic Sports and Physical Therapy Incorporated. Fergus Falls Monument. Otters Hill Coaches. Fresh and Fancy at Mamashinas. American Federal Bank. FM Bank. Service Food. Unsted Plumbing and Heating. Splash Express. American Legion Post number 30. Lake Country Graphics. LB Homes. And by Running Stitches. Now let's head out for the pregame.
Well, good evening, everyone. We're live from Rocori High School, where tonight we have Otter Boys basketball for you right here on News Talk 1250 KBRF. Also streaming live on the Fergus Now app and the KBRF YouTube channel. It's the Fergus Falls Otters in a Central Lakes Conference matchup at the Rocori Spartans. Jason Retzloff with you here tonight on the broadcast and live stream, and Dave Bishop taking care of all the production duties with our live stream. And looking forward to one more week of regular season Otter Boys basketball. And with the girls' playoffs kicking in this week, everything's kind of coming to a head here. And the Otters are certainly still playing for something this week. Obviously, you want to win every game you play, but the Otters are sitting right now in the number 5 spot. If you just took the basic standings for the QRF ranking, they're sitting in the 5 spot. Only a few points behind St. Cloud Tech, only a few points ahead of Detroit Lakes, little ways behind Wilmer in the 3 spot, and have an opportunity, if they can get in the top 4 seeds, to have a home game, which would be pretty awesome. But a couple big games coming up this week, and we got Matt Johnson here joining us here in the pregame. And Matt, we were just talking about, we're getting to the stretch run here, last regular season week. Amazing how fast it goes by, and still an opportunity to really play for some things this week.
Yeah, pretty incredible how fast the season goes. You always look back to an off season of work leading into a season, and all the work that these kids have put in, and fun to see the growth really that's happened, how much better we are now versus in December, early in the season. And yeah, we get to play. These 2 games this week are really big. Seeding home. A potential home playoff game is still on the table, and we get to control our own destiny by taking care of our business. If that happens, I like the chances of having a home game, but tonight's going to be a tough one to start with.
Yeah, and before we talk about Rocori, the big news last week, you had a nice win against Sauk Rapids Rice, but you got Trenton Drillard back, which was just great for everyone who's followed Otter basketball, and to see Trenton come back. Tell us about how he's doing and the impact that he can make, and I know it was a put your team in disarray early in the season, maybe. I know you've talked about it, but talk about the impact having Trenton back.
Yeah, I think his injury had a massive impact throughout our entire lineup. Just the shift of responsibility, the things we relied on him for with his size and athleticism. We really missed him. And on the flip side of that, the growth our guys have had to step into some of those roles with rebounding, size, athleticism, defending. We had to get better. And so getting him back, he brings an explosive athleticism to our lineup that maybe doesn't exist without him. Has the ability to shoot it, handle the ball, defend, rebound. And I think what's been really good for his development is being able to sit next to us on the bench. He's been phenomenal through his injury, right? It's frustrating for a kid, but he's shown up every day. He's stood right next to the coaches. He's helped coach the kids. He's learned a lot, I think, through hearing things we talk about on the bench, adjustments, what's a good shot, what's not, who missed an assignment, what can we do. We kind of assigned him a kid during the time, hey, you got to talk to Pee Wee about getting downhill, or you got to talk to Nolan about this defensive position, and he's doing those things. And now when he's on the court, I think he's able to be able to better dissect what's going on out there and a little bit of that coach's lens on the floor. So I think it's been good for him. And then coming back, just trying to get him to set his expectations of you can't get it all back in one game. So just play your role, stay within yourself and trust your teammates.
And it's one thing to be rehabbing, another thing to go on against live competition. And how's the process been? Trusting it as you, and I'm sure it gets better day by day.
Yeah, each practice seems to get a little bit better. Game one, having him back was great. We limited him, for 2 or 3 minute stretches, and tonight you'll see a little bit longer. I think he can go 4 minute stretches. You don't want him to get to a point where he's gassed and makes a poor decision or injures something else, right? So we're really trying to be sensitive and smart with that. And also we've got 2 games to get back in sync, and I thought he blended really well. Did the things that we need him to do in game one, and really good to have him back.
And it was a good win against Sauk Rapids Rice, 72-54. And I didn't see the game. Looked like Eston had quite a night for you, creating and knocking down shots, and nice win coming in the last week of the year.
Yeah, when he gets going early shooting the ball from the perimeter, he really becomes unguardable. Yeah. And then he's a really willing passer, likes to create for others, and those things just really open up. So, yeah, he had 31, but his decision-making was really good. Shot the ball. He's really shot the ball really well all year, which is fun to see. Just makes him tough to guard, and challenging him on both ends of the floor to just be a dominant player has been part of his growth and his process. But fun to see. I thought all the way around we had a really nice effort against Sauk Rapids. And
then tonight is your last regular season road game, and it's against Rocori. You beat them on January 16, 73-58. What do they present challenge-wise for you?
Brody Woods is a big physical post. They're a little bit of an old school approach offensively. They're really going to try to play through him. And so, number one, you got to guard the post. I think they're missing their point guard tonight, which is a big loss. He's a really nice player, young kid, but shoots it well, handles it well, really gets them into what they want to do. So it'll be interesting. I'm not quite sure what to expect without him on the floor. A little bit different from a ball handling perspective. And then defensively, they'll throw a couple different looks, man, zone. But they really rely on their size, their physicality of their posts to really drive what they do.
And I know you guys want to play with pace, get the ball moving, and you like that style.
Yeah, early offense, we keep encouraging our guys. It doesn't have to be an early shot, but you've got to try to find a way to put pressure on the defense early. Through transition, through early action. We've really identified what a couple of those are for our guys tonight on what we want to try to get to early. And if you can get stops or you can get out and run, then those things can happen in the flow, and hopefully we can get some easy offense early in transition.
All right, looking forward to it. Go get him, Matt.
All right, thanks, Jason.
Matt Johnson, head coach of the Fergus Falls Otters. Appreciate Matt coming over to talk with us before the game, as the Otters are at Rocori in the Central Lakes Conference boys basketball matchup. So let's go to a break and hear from our sponsors, and when we come back, we'll talk more a little bit what Otters and Rocori have both been up to. Talk a little bit more about the game they played a little over a month ago on January 16th, and we can take a look at those QRF rankings as well too, as we are now in the final regular season week of the boys basketball season in Minnesota. So we'll take a break, and we'll be back with more Otter Boys basketball pregame show after this.
Need custom tees, hats, or uniforms? Let Lake Country Graphics bring your brand to life with top quality screen printing and embroidery. Located on North Union Avenue in Fergus Falls. Call 998-4027 today.
Lake Region Healthcare joins you in shouting loud, cheering strong, and jumping for joy. Keeping our community healthy and spirited is the top priority at Lake Region Healthcare.
It's time to replace your old furnace. That old one has been a drain on your energy bill for far too long. Let Ugstead Plumbing and Heating replace your old inefficient furnace with a new carrier system and help you and your checkbook rest easy. Ugstead Plumbing and Heating, Fergus Falls.
Hi, I'm Heather Hickman, Executive Director for LB Homes in Fergus Falls. Seasons may change, but one truth remains: our compassionate, Christ-centered care at LB Browen Home. For over a century, we have served as His hands and feet. Every resident is welcomed as family, embraced with the dignity and kindness that Christ calls us to share. So whether you are seeking peace of mind or a trusted home for a loved one, you'll find it here. LB Browen Home, rooted in faith, serving with compassion, trusted for generations.
Fresh and Fancy at Mama Sheena's has a way better option than some overprocessed junk from the back of your freezer. They've got take and bake meals made fresh with real ingredients, and all you have to do is stick it in the oven. Fresh and Fancy, saving moms one dinner at a time.
For over 50 years, Ottertail Coaches has safely carried kids to school, to games, and back home again. Trusted by generations, they're proud to serve Fergus Falls and the surrounding area. Ottertail Coaches, safety, service, and dependability.
What's your number? We've driven 57 miles to Quality Toyota to get a great deal. and we've done it 13 times.
And back here at Rocori High School, Otter boys basketball tonight on News Talk 1250 KBRF. And just to preview this matchup, we just heard from Matt Johnson a moment ago. The Otters are 9-15 on the year and 7-9 in Central Lakes Conference play. That puts them right in the middle of the pack in CLC play, but a chance to pick up a couple wins here and get their record back to 500 in Central Lakes Conference play, 7-9. Otters coming off that win we mentioned earlier with Matt on Thursday, as they had a home win, 72-54 over Sauk Rapids Rice. Otters jumped out to an 18-point first-half lead and able to hold on to that 18-point lead the rest of the way as they shot 50% from the field. Big night for Eston Bethel. He had 30 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, knocking down threes right off the bat. Jacob Jentz also another nice night with 18 points and 8 rebounds. Rocori is 7-17 on the year, and they're 3-13 in Central Lakes Conference play. Last week, they beat Detroit Lakes on Tuesday, 73-66. Then they lost at St. Cloud Apollo on Thursday, 79-68. Pretty competitive with a very good St. Cloud Apollo team. Nolan Crone led Rocori with 16 points, and Matt alluded to that the Spartans were down a guard. Well, Nolan Crone, freshman guard, good player. He's going to be he's out with illness tonight, and so he will be out, and Otters will have to adjust, and we'll see how Rocori adjusts without one of their dynamic guards in their lineup tonight. Otters played Rocori on January 16th in Fergus Falls. Fergus Falls won that one, 73-58. Micah Johnson had a big night as the Otters had 4 players in double figures. He had 21 points. Nolan Fellstool had 18 points. Eston Bethel 14, and Jacob Jentz had 12 as the Otters won over Rocori in Fergus Falls. That was 73-58 a little over a month ago. We're going to take one more quick break. It's senior night here as well at Rocori, and the Otters are at Rocori in boys basketball. Quick break. We'll come back and we'll talk about some of the keys to the game here in our pregame show. Otter boys basketball right here on News Talk 1250 KBRF. Back in just a moment.
A fresh shipment of brand new Buick Enclaves and Buick Envisions has arrived at Minnesota Motor Company in Fergus Falls. If you've been waiting for the perfect SUV, now's your moment. The spacious, refined Buick Enclave with 3 rows of comfort and confidence. Or the sleek, stylish Buick Envision that is smart, smooth, and ready for where life takes you. Buick, exceptional by design. Minnesota Motor. South Pebble Lake Road, Fergus Falls.
Here's to a great season for all our favorite high school athletes. American Legion is a favorite too and serves up everyone's favorite barbecued ribs. American Legion of Fergus Falls, open each Wednesday through Saturday on Pebble Lake Road in Fergus Falls.
And back here on the pregame show at Rocori, Otter boys basketball, Fergus Falls at Rocori. Some of the keys to the game, talking to Matt Johnson before the game. You heard him talking about it a little bit on our pregame interview. Matt talked about defending the post is going to be a big-time key for the Otters tonight. One of their top guys is their post player, Broderick Woods. He's got strength, size, so the Otters are going to have to deal with Woods. Of course, the ways you defend the post, you can double, you can dig. Otters are going to look to front him. Of course, that can give you a disadvantage rebounding if a shot goes up and you're standing in front of them. But also, you get some good ball pressure on the guards as well. And if Rocori doesn't have Nolan Crone, their quality guard in the lineup, maybe some ball pressure could be helpful in containing Woods. Also, rebounding the basketball is going to be a key. That's another area that Woods really plays a big factor in. And then playing with pace, getting the ball, pushing the ball up the floor. Matt talked about in the interview how it doesn't mean it has to be an early shot, but attack early, see what opportunities you have. And if you have a great shot, don't be shy to take it early. They want to get the ball moving, get the pace of the game going, and he feels that'll play in the favor of the Otters. So those are the keys to the game, brought to you by the Viking Cafe of Fergus Falls. And it looks like we're moments away from the national anthem, so we are going to take a quick break. When we return, we'll introduce tonight's starting lineups, brought to you by Nelson Auto Center of Fergus Falls. So with that, we'll take a timeout, and we'll be back with our Nelson Auto Center starting lineups in just a moment.
Lake Region Healthcare knows what all coaches know. It takes tons of teamwork, great amounts of grit, and heaps of hustle to triumph. Lake Region Healthcare, supporting and celebrating our high school athletes.
It's time to replace your old furnace. That old one has been a drain on your energy bill for far too long. Let Otters Plumbing and Heating replace your old inefficient furnace with a new carrier system and help you and your checkbook rest easy. Otters Plumbing and Heating, Fergus Falls.
At Fergus Falls Monument Company, Ryan and Mike want you to design a personal memorial for your loved one that will fully express your personal sentiment and that of your loved one. Fergus Falls Monument on Pebble Lake Road, online, foreverstonememorials.com.
Nice job by the Rocori Pep Band with the national anthem. And we are ready to go here. They're going to introduce the starting lineups. It'll be our Nelson Auto Center starting lineups. First for the visiting Fergus Falls Otters. Starting at guard, a 5'10 sophomore, number 1, Eston Bethel. Eston averaging 19.5 points and 5 assists per game. Some of his notable stats. Another guard, 5'10 senior, number 2, averaging 4 points per game, Cameron Wiedrich. Another guard for Fergus Falls, 6' junior, number 3, averaging 12 points per game, sharpshooter Nolan Fellstuhl. At a guard, a 6'1 senior, 11 points, 4 assists per game, number 5, Micah Johnson. And at a forward, a 6'4 junior, averaging 15.7 rebounds per game. That's number 21, Jacob Jentz. Matt Johnson, the head coach of the Fergus Falls Otters. He's assisted by Brad Strand, Ryan Johnson, Taylor Foose, and Keith Pearson. This is our Nelson Auto Center starting lineups. And now for the home team, the Rocori Spartans. Senior number 4, that's Connor Pearson. Connor Pearson, one of the seniors, honored tonight on their senior night here in their home finale. Junior number 5, Nolan Van Looy. And sophomore number 15. Well, they changed up the starting lineup on me. It looks like Van Looy. I was given number 5, Van Looy. He is not starting. Sophomore number 15, Ethan Hellerman. Senior number 21, key man in the middle, is Broderick Woods. And then senior number 35, Drew Brink. And Tyler Barker is the head coach of the Rocori Spartans. And that is tonight's starting lineups, brought to you by Nelson Auto Center on Highway 210 West in Fergus Falls. All right, like we said, the Otters with the QRF ranking, they're number 5 right now. Definitely number 4 could be right in their sights with a couple wins, as St. Cloud Tech is just ahead of them. If the Otters beat St. Cloud Tech on Friday, they'd have a tiebreaker if they're close enough to overtake them, and getting the 4 seed or better would be huge to have a home game and host. Let the home fans come watch you play. And you know, I don't know if even the 3 seed might be in play if they win a couple here, but also the 6 seed is in play too, depending on how things go. And Rocori controls the tip. We are underway here. Spartans in black uniforms, Otters in white uniforms. And Fergus Falls man-to-man on the drive to the baseline. Working under the hoop, it catches the net on the pass. They dump it off to Woods. Layup is good, and he'll go to the line to draw the and one. Good pass there from Ethan Hellerman. And Broderick Woods right off the bat, and just as advertised by Matt Johnson, he is strong in the middle. He's going to play football next year at UND, and you can see with that body and that strength and athleticism how that is certainly could be a fit. The free throw is good, and Rocori is up 3-0 here. In the early going on our Park Region scoreboard, Eston Bethel on the drive, dishes underneath to Gents, gathers, kicks it back out. Eston, he'll shoot the three, in and out, no good. Tipped by Gents, and it is controlled by Rocori and Nolan Van Looy. So Van Looy did start. So I was right. He was just on the bench when I was doing the lineup and got me confused anyway. But we're all set as the ball's knocked away, and it went off of Wood. So the Otter defense forces a turnover. First turnover of the game, and Micah Johnson handling the basketball for Fergus Falls. And Rocori, man-to-man defense. Otters get it to Gents, and Jacob picks up his dribble and delivers it to Eston Bethel. Eston left to right, loses it, picks it back up. Now up to Johnson. That pass is knocked away. Some pretty strong pressure here from the Spartans in the early going. Johnson to Gents, and here's Jacob. Loses his balance, step through, blocked by Woods. Woods tries to save it. It is out. It'll stay with the Otters. But the Otters only have 5 seconds to work with here on the shot clock. 3-0, Rocori with the lead. 16:42 to play first half. Otters with 5 seconds to work with. Throw it in. They get it into Wiedrich. Cam turns. Tough fadeaway shot is off the glass. No good. And there's Woods in the middle gathering the rebound for the Spartans. Up the floor is Ethan Hellerman. Ball screen moving to his left. Steps back. Fires the three. It's good. And just like that, Rocori opens up a 6-point lead, 6-0. And Micah Johnson over it goes to Fellstool, and that's knocked away. It goes out of bounds off the Otters. So the Otters a little bit out of sorts offensively here as Rocori's been administering some pressure, some deflections, and the Otters haven't quite handled the ball well yet against it. When they turn it over there, their first turnover, and the Spartans with the ball back. It is Hellerman. Pulls up left side. Top of the key, it's Van Looy. Van Looy, one dribble left. Back to Hellerman. He's guarded closely by Fellstool. Over, it goes to Kelly. Blake Kelly now. Van Looy swings it over. Hellerman on the drive. 8 to shoot. In the lane, looking for somewhere to go. Tough fadeaway shot. That's short. And Woods tries to save it. Well, they said Gents was out of bounds, okay, when he touched it, so it will stay with Rocori. Spartans only have 4 to shoot, though, with 15:45 to play first half. And Hellerman inbounding. Hellerman gets it in. There's a shot fake on the drive. Van Looy steps through. Tough shot in the lane off the front of the rim. No good. Good rebound and position by Jacob Gents, who gets it to Eston Bethel. Eston left to right on the drive. High off the glass, layup good. Now the Otters are on the board. Quick, explosive move by Eston Bethel, and it's 6-2. Rocori by 4. Hellerman using a ball screen, swings it over Kelly. Pass tipped by Johnson. It goes to Brink. Brink's three, no good. And good hustle there by Fellstool to beat Brink to the ball. Here's Bethel in transition, right to the basket. There's Eston Bethel with a layup. Good job. I think it was Micah who got the ball to Eston quickly up the floor. He was able to attack, and the Otters answer with a couple buckets to get within 2 as we're 3 minutes into the game. 6-4, Rocori with the lead. Blake Kelly has it. Wiedrich is on him. Across it goes Van Looy. Now in the far corner, just inside the arc. Brink back to Van Looy. High post area. It goes to Hellerman. Hellerman backing his way in against Bethel. Gets Bethel up in the air. Turnaround jumper. Misses it. And it's Wiedrich with a rebound for the Otters. Up the left side, Johnson to Fellstool. Nolan on the baseline, jump stop, all the way back out to Eston. And here's Eston, step back comes to Johnson. Micah, right-hand dribble. Working against Van Looy on the drive. Micah, left-hand layup is no good, and the rebound is tracked down by Kelly for Rocori. Now Hellerman gets it. They'll slow things up a bit. Getting the play call in. Hellerman gets it back. 2 dribbles left. Into the post. Woods on the pick and roll action. Woods goes up and draws the foul. And that's the danger with Woods. If he gets it that low, it's going to be so hard to stop him from scoring or getting to the free throw line. And that foul is on Nolan Fellstool. Nolan's first, team second. And Broderick Woods' free throw is good. Woods now with 4 points in the game. 7-4, Rocori by 3, 14:01 to play. First half. Felstool and Wiedrich are out. And Eli Fullhart and Trenton Julard in. Good to see Trenton. We talked about Trenton getting back from injury for the first time last week against Sauk Rapids Rice, as the second free throw is good for Woods. And it's 8-4, Rocori by 4. And Micah Johnson brings it into the front court. And now we're looking at a 2-3 zone here from Rocori as Fullhart swings over to Johnson. Back to Fullhart in the corner. Here's Drulard on the drive. Nice dish. Gents layup. Couldn't get it to go. It's tipped around and finally tracked down by Woods. Well, that was a nice pass by Trenton on the baseline. And Jacob in a little traffic just couldn't quite get it to go. Spartans have the ball. Now into the game is Nolan Effring for Rocori. Into the post. It's tipped, knocked loose. It's kicked towards the backcourt. Now the Spartans, they do somehow miraculously save it, and they get it to Van Looy. Here's Effring. Now on the baseline, bounce pass to Brink. Over it goes Van Looy. Fakes right, now drives to the left. Gathers, goes up, off the glass, banks it home. Patient move by Drew Brink. Able to get it. 4 in a row here now for the Spartans. They're back up by 6 at 10-4. 13 minutes to play first half. Here is Bethel. Eston, he's given space. He'll just let the three fly, and it's nothing but net. Eston with all 7 of the Otters' points, and it's a 3-point Rocori lead. And Matt said in the pregame, the way Eston could take it to the hoop, if he's shooting from the outside, nearly impossible to guard. So, and Eston shot the lights out against Sauk Rapids Rice. We'll see if it keeps going tonight. Here's Brink with it. Over on the right side, there's the drive. Over, and it's intercepted by Micah Johnson. Here comes Micah. Good job getting to the help on that baseline drive. Fullhart now to Bethel. Eston, one dribble left to Drulard. Back to Eston. And Eston puts it on the floor going right, and he's knocked down hard, and he's fouled. It's a strong, physical Rocori team. And Eston went down quick, but he popped back up quick as well. That foul was on Broderick Woods. First foul on Rocori. Felstool back in for Fergus Falls. Johnson comes out. Rocori making some substitutions as well. Brink comes out. Connor Pearson back in for Rocori. And Bethel inbounds. There's Drulard slipping to the hoop, and Trenton Drulard with a basket. That was a good execution there by the Otters, and Trenton slipped right where he needed to, and Eston found him. Otters are within 1 at 10-9 on our Park Region scoreboard. Here's Effring with it on the far wing, top of the key. It goes to Van Looy. Back to Effring. They're trying to get into the Woods. Right now it's Gents on Woods fronting him. And now in the middle, they dump it off to Woods. There's a reverse layup, is good. That was a real nice pass by Connor Pearson. And Woods now with 7 of the Spartans' 12 points, and Rocori is up by 3 at 12-9. Jacob Gents, couple dribbles left, picks it up. Now it goes to Drulard in the far corner. Trenton fakes right now. It goes to the baseline. Pivots away, goes up, got hammered, and they'll get to the free throw line. Maybe a little bit of a late call there, but they got it right. And Drulard will go to the line to shoot 2. And that's a key foul there, as Broderick Woods just picked up his second personal already. And looks like that's gonna force Broderick to come out of the game. And Trenton's free throw off the front of the rim, no good. Isaac Mock into the game for the first time for the Otters. Jacob Gents will come out. So Woods does come out for Rocori as Drew Brink is back in. So something to keep an eye on. Woods, who has 7 points. The big man in the middle, as Trenton's free throw is good. 3 for Drulard. And it's 12-10, Spartans by 2. But Woods on the bench with 2 fouls. We're only 6.5 minutes into the game. Rocori with it. Otters man-to-man defense. It's Hellerman. Comes over to Brink. Fullhart guarding him in the man-to-man. Back to Hellerman. Bethel working the defensive side on Hellerman. It goes over to Van Looy. Now underneath. Hellerman in the lane. Kicks back out. 17-footer. There's a rejection by Drulard. And Trenton able to gather the rebound. There's a defensive play by Trenton. And the Otters with the ball. And here is Drulard spinning, loses it, knocked away, and it goes on the baseline. It will go off of Rocori. Otters will keep it. Wiedrich is in, and Fullhart is out. And Nolan Felstool inbound for Fergus Falls. And Nolan comes into Bethel, near side corner in front of the Spartan bench, up to Wiedrich. Back to Eston. Eston, he'll shoot the three again, given space. Eston is on fire to start it off, and the Otters have their first lead of the game at 13-12. 10 of the Otters 13 for Eston Bethel. Here at the top of the key, Hellerman. Over it goes on the drive. Van Looy gathers, goes up, and he finishes. Good strong move by Van Looy as Rocori takes the lead back, 14-13, and the Spartans are going to use a timeout. It is a 30-second timeout. Take a Lake Region Healthcare timeout as Rocori got off to a quick start. Scored the first 6 points of the game, and one for Broderick Woods, and then a 3 for Ethan Hellerman. And then Eston Bethel got going, and Eston's offensive exploits included a couple threes, a couple explosive drives to the hoop. Otters briefly took the lead. And then Rocori just got it right back with that basket by Van Looy. It's 14-13. Rocori has the lead as we are coming out of this Lake Region Healthcare timeout. Also, one of our sponsors, Running Stitches, the local choice for embroidery and screen printing in Fergus Falls. That's Running Stitches Embroidery. All right, Otters have the basketball. The lineup for Fergus Falls: Felstool, Johnson, Drulard. Gents is back in for Mock and Wiedrich. Bethel getting his first break of the game. Here is Gents, right-hand dribble, spins to his right shoulder, goes up, maybe partially blocked. He gets his own rebound, gets it to Felstool. Nolan buries the three. Good job by Gents sticking with it, and Felstool, what a great year he has had shooting the basketball, and he gets his first three. Now on the drive, the Spartans lose it. Felstool seal, goes up to Drulard off the glass. He's fouled, and Trenton to the line to shoot two. Otters, after Rocori mishandled that drive, able to get out and go in transition, and Trenton to the line to shoot two. Trenton Drulard. 3 points in the game. And his free throw is up and curls in off the front of the rim and curled in. Otters up by 3. Woods, they're going to come back with Broderick Woods and not try to save him, even though he's got 2 fouls. Woods is in. And Van Looy comes out. And Trenton now. Second one, it's in the air. It's good. So Trenton, after missing his first free throw, 3 in a row, he's got 5. And the Otters are up by 4 at 18-14. Trenton will get a break. Eston Bethel's back in. So Woods is back in for Rocori. And Otters, and right off the bat, Wiedrich with a steal, goes to Bethel. The layup is good. So the Otters cranking the defense up and turning these Rocori turnovers into some baskets, and it's a 6-point Otter lead. It's a 7-0 run, 20-14 on our Park Region scoreboard. Here is Brink. They swing it over. Otters tightening up some of their pressure up top here on the perimeter in their man-to-man defense. Pick and roll action, nothing there. Looking for somewhere is Hellerman. Comes over to Pearson. Connor Pearson, 10 on the shot clock for Rocori. On the drive, kicks back out Brink. He goes over to Hellerman. 5 to shoot. It comes to Pearson. Rocori's got to get a shot up. Lobs it to Woods. He gathers and gets it. The layup literally with half a second to go. And it was a good pass by Pearson. Otters just broke down. Now that's the toughest spot to defend the post, is that straight on pass from the top down if you're in the front. And there was no help on that straight down. And Rocori exploited it. Now the Otters turn it over. That skip pass from Wiedrich goes out of bounds. Second Fergus Falls turnover. 20-16, Otters by 4. Van Looy's back in. Leighton Becker comes out. Rocori right now with Hellerman and Kelly, Van Looy, Brink, and Woods. That's their lineup. Otters man-to-man defense, 8:38 to play first half. And here's Van Looy, comes to Hellerman. Back to Van Looy near side, front of the Otter bench, working against Micah Johnson. Now in the near side, they kick it back up. Brink straight on, threes off the heel. Micah Johnson gathers a rebound for the Otters. Here's Eston Bethel, skips it across, Felstool. Nolan on the drive, a little floater from 6 feet off the heel, and the rebound is picked up by Van Looy for Rocori. Up the right side is Hellerman to Van Looy. 4-point Fergus Falls lead, approaching the 8-minute mark here in the first half. It's Van Looy. Ball deflected by Johnson. It comes to the Spartans and on the drive. And the runner is good by Blake Kelly. Good fortune there for the Spartans as the Otters had a good deflection. And it went right to Kelly, who attacked the basket for a jumper in the lane. 20-18, Fergus Falls by 2. Here's Fellstool, Wiedrich, near side Bethel. Eston, guarded 3 in the air, and Eston continues to light it up. And the Otters are up by 5, 23-18. That is 15 already for Eston Bethel. We're barely over 10 minutes into this game. He's got 3 threes. He's hitting guarded threes. He's attacking the basket. Outstanding performance so far by Eston. Now it is Rocori in the corner. 3-pointer Hellerman. That's no good. Rebound tipped once, tipped twice, and Bethel swoops in for the rebound. Over it goes to Micah Johnson. See the Otters almost teaming up on Woods there with 3 guys around Woods. The big Broderick Woods trying to get that rebound. Well, they tipped it a few times and able to control it. Now the Otters against the zone. Bethel wants another 3. That is finally no good. And off the heel, no good, and the rebound goes to Van Looy. Here come the Spartans. Van Looy kicks it back out. Hellerman, left-hand drive. Jump stop. Jumper, good. Good control move by Hellerman. He's got 5. 23-20. Fergus Falls by 3. 6:35 to play. First half. Over to Wiedrich. 2-3 zone for Rocori. I'm sure part of it want to protect Broderick Woods and his 2 fouls. Bethel 3 in and out halfway down, and the rebound to Van Looy, who's got 4 rebounds already in the game. He's going to drive, try to go all the way, dumps it underneath, but it's tipped, and Cam Wiedrich comes up with the ball. 5th Rocori turnover. Micah Johnson up the floor. As Rocori settles into that 2-3 zone in the corner. Bethel, short corner, Fellstool, gets it to Jentz, spins right, gathers, gets Woods up in the air, and it's going to be foul number 3. Was that ever nice by Jacob Jentz, obviously knowing that Broderick Woods had 2 fouls already. And Jentz has such great footwork. And he came to his left, he spun back to his right, little shot fake, got Woods in the air. And Broderick Woods now with 3 fouls. And Jacob Jentz, who's had such a great year for the Otters, gets his first point. 24-20 as the free throw is good. Fullhart back in, Wiedrich comes out. Woods comes out of the game with 3 fouls for Rocori. Pearson is in, Elfring is in for Rocori. And Jentz attempts the second one. That one is no good, long. And Van Looy gets the rebound for the Spartans. Otters by 4, 24-20, just under 6 minutes to play first half. Rocori swinging the ball. They come out over to Hellerman. Jentz is on him. Now he loses it and he hustles to get it before it goes over and back. Van Looy now for Rocori. Free throw line area, Hellerman. Near side it comes to Elfring. Elfring rolls over and out. It's knocked away. Ball loose for a moment, but Rocori gets it back. 3-pointer is no good by Hellerman. And Fullhart with a rebound. Here comes Eston. Over it goes to Fellstool. Back to Micah Johnson. Threatens a shot, now back to Fellstool. In the post, it's Jentz, knocked away from behind. The ball is loose. Fellstool almost had it, but it was tipped away, and Elfring comes up with it. 3rd Otter turnover. As Elfring into the front court, comes over to Van Looy. Man-to-man Fergus Falls defense. Van Looy, left-hand drive. Cut off by Jentz, looks for a teammate. Gets it back out to Kelly. Over it goes Elfring. Now Van Looy at the top of the key, between the legs on the dribble, under 5 minutes to play. First half, Fergus Falls 24, Rocori 20. 7 to shoot for the Spartans. There's a backdoor cut, but the pass is wide of Pearson, goes out of bounds. Excellent defensive possession there by the Otters. As Drulard is in, Fellstool comes out. Otters right now with Jentz, Drulard, Fullhart, Bethel, and Johnson as Micah walks it into the front court. And the bounce pass goes to Jentz. They go for the steal, didn't get it. Now Drulard. Trenton, 1 dribble left, shoots the 3, and Trenton rattles that one home. What a nice first half for Trenton Drulard, who's got 8 points. What a welcome sight to have Trenton back in the fold for the Otters. And Fergus Falls, their biggest lead of the first half is 7 at 27-20 on our Park Region scoreboard. In the middle, it's Kelly working his way against Johnson, kicks out Elfring, right-hand dribble towards the lane. Over it goes. And now it's Hellerman. Bethel is on him. Now he swings it to Connor Pearson. Over it goes Van Looy. Pull up 15-footer. Good rhythm, and he got it. Otters went for the steal, didn't get it. That gave Van Looy the room to operate and pull up for that jumper. He's got 4. And it's 27-22. Fergus Falls by 5. Gents has it. Comes back to Fullhart. Fullhart hands it off Drulard. Trenton wants another 3 off the heel. High rebound, tipped by the Otters, but it's controlled by Elfring and Rocori. So here come the Spartans near side. The Spartans with it. Top of the key, it's Van Looy. Picks up his dribble. And here is Connor Pearson. Right-hand dribble. Comes to Kelly. He's on the far wing. Across the skip goes Van Looy. 9 to shoot. Tipped away by Drulard and Trenton with a steal. Here's Trenton going to attack, and there's a reach in and a foul on Rocori. And Trenton goes down, but he gets right back up. And it's going to be on the floor as Van Looy picks up his first team 5th. Good steal there by Drulard. Substitutions for Rocori. Becker is back in for the Spartans. Brink is back in. As Bethel inbounds, bounces it underneath. Going up, Jentz curls it around and in. Good pass by Eston. Found Jacob Jentz for his first field goal. Otters back up by 7 at 29-22. Just under 3 minutes to play in the half. They swing it up top. Now it's Brink with it. Back over it goes to Kelly. Kelly against Felstool. Now Van Looy. On the drive, now there's a pass. There's going to be a foul on the Otters, though, on the drive. No free throws on this one. And that foul is on Jacob Jentz, so that's a notable foul. Second foul for Jentz. Third team foul. Not a lot of fouls on the Otters, but Jentz has 2 of them, so he'll come out. Felstool's back in. And a line end out across the baseline for Rocori. And they bring it into Elfring up top. Left-hand dribble. Bethel goes for the steal and knocks it away. Rocori wanted the foul, didn't get it. Now it's deflected away out of bounds, and it is off of Rocori. And the Otters will get the ball. 8th turnover by Rocori. Yep, and Coach Barker thought there was something there. Eston went in quickly, slapped at it. Might have been some contact. They didn't get the call, and the Otters get the ball back, leading by 7 with 2.5 minutes to play in the first half. Here is Micah Johnson, backdoor cut to Eston, steps through. He's bumped. He gets the basket, but it's going to be before the foul. Really good pass by Micah, good cut by Eston, but the foul is first. It's going to be on Leighton Becker. His first team 6. Otters will be in the bonus on the next foul. And Eston will inbound for Fergus Falls. And Bethel looking, lobs it up top to Drulard. And Trenton skips it across to Fullhart in the far corner. Now back to Micah Johnson. Here's Micah to Bethel. Eston right-hand drive trying to turn the corner. Comes back out to Johnson. Micah shot fake over to Felstool. Nolan on the drive. 5 to shoot for the Otters. Fullhart three-pointer. In and out, no good. And Becker with a rebound for Rocori. Man, that was a good-looking 3 by Fullhart that didn't go. Inside of 2 minutes to go in the half. 29-22. Otters by 7. And they swing it back up top to Elfring. Near side, Brink. Brink back to Elfring. Otters man-to-man defense the entire first half. It is Van Looy way back up top near the center circle. And they swing it over. 3 for Brink. Catch and shoot, and he nets that one through. Like the Otters were holding down the Spartans a bit, and then Brink just caught it and fired, and he's got 5. And it's 29-25, 4-point Fergus Falls lead. Fullhart over to Trenton Drulard. Trenton between the legs. Now spins, now to the baseline he goes. Spins and dishes to Fullhart, and it is deflected out of bounds. Coach Barker wanted a travel, didn't get it. Trenton's looking good, moving around out there with quickness and agility. Ball was knocked out of bounds, so the Otters will throw it in. 17 on the shot clock. And Eston will inbound. Comes in far corner to Felstool. Over it goes to Johnson. Fullhart near side. Back to Felstool, over to Bethel. Otters moving it quickly. Now Eston on the drive, goes up. Contact, no call, deflected out. and it went off of Becker. It will stay with the Otters. First half moving along quickly, only 1 minute and 3 seconds to go. And Bethel will inbound. Otters only have 8 to shoot, though. And Bethel comes into Fellstool over to Eston. He'll shoot the 3 in the corner. It's in the air. It's nothing but net. Well, like Matt said, when he is shooting well, it's so hard to guard because if you pressure him and get up into him, he's such a threat to just drive right by you immediately. And there's a pull-up, good rhythm there by Van Looy. He's had a couple of those pull-up jumpers. He's got 6. Otters lead at 32-27. We are at 37 seconds to play in the first half. Here is Johnson. And Micah, it's 18 first half points for Bethel. Now Fullhart spins and loses it. 4th Otter turnover. Van Looy, jump stop in the lane. Brink catches, fires, three-pointer, in and out, no good. Nolan Fellstool with the rebound, and now the Otters can hold for the final shot of the half as Micah Johnson walks it into the front court with 12 seconds to play. And now coming up, pressuring is Van Looy. 7 to shoot, or 7 on the clock. Johnson, left-hand dribble in the lane, steps through, left-hand layup off the glass, a little too strong. Rebound Hellerman, he'll launch the 50-foot shot, and it is short at the buzzer. Entertaining first half of play that sees the Otters with a 5-point lead, 32-27 on our Park Region Service Beyond the Connection scoreboard. So we will take a break, and we'll come back. When we come back, it'll be our Minnesota Motor Company halftime report here from Rocori High School with Otter boys basketball. Otters are up 32-27, and we'll be back with our Minnesota Motor Company halftime report in just a moment.
The 2025 model year closeout sale continues at Minnesota Motor Company in Fergus Falls. They have 2 remaining Buick Envistas that would definitely cheer up your winter blues. With these great deals, you can get into a new, sporty, reliable vehicle for just over $25,000. Buick, exceptional by design. Minnesota Motor. South Pebble Lake Road, Fergus Falls.
Make OSPTI your choice for outpatient rehabilitation and sports injuries with locations in Fergus Falls and Breckenridge. Orthopedic and sports physical therapy is the right choice for your recovery. Live your best life. Trust the experts at OSPTI.
Fresh and Fancy at Mama Sheena's has a way better option than some overprocessed junk from the back of your freezer. They've got take and bake meals made fresh with real ingredients, and all you have to do is stick it in the oven. Fresh and Fancy, saving moms one dinner at a time.
At Fergus Falls Monument Company, Ryan and Mike want you to design a personal memorial for your loved one that will fully express your personal sentiment and that of your loved one. Fergus Falls Monument on Pebble Lake Road, online, foreverstonememorials.com.
At American Federal Bank, they're proud sponsors of local high school athletics. Just like their student athletes, American Federal is here to go the extra mile for you. American Federal Bank, investing in our community one play at a time. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Need custom tees, hats, or uniforms? Let Lake Country Graphics bring your brand to life with top quality screen printing and embroidery. Located on North Union Avenue in Fergus Falls. Call 998-4027 today.
Here's to a great season for all our favorite high school athletes. American Legion is a favorite too and serves up everyone's favorite barbecued ribs. American Legion of Fergus Falls, open each Wednesday through Saturday on Pebble Lake Road in Fergus Falls.
And we're back here at halftime at Rocori, our Minnesota Motor Company halftime report. And the Otters lead at 32-27. On our Park Region scoreboard. Kind of an interesting first half, but that saw Rocori get off to a 6-0 lead right off the bat. And then Essen Bethel, he just went off in this first half. He was dynamic. He was dynamic going to the hoop, and he shot the 3, lit it up for 4 first half threes. So Essen got it going, and the Otters also got Broderick Woods, their senior post player, strong post player, who was effective when he was in, but he got him in foul trouble. Picked up 2 fouls in the first 6 minutes. And then when Coach Barker brought him back in, Jacob Jentz made a real nice move, got Woods up in the air, and drew the 3rd foul. So then Woods sat out the rest of the half from that point on. So Broderick Woods with limited minutes. So the Otters had Eston Bethel lighted up, and Broderick Woods limited minutes, and they have the lead at 5 at 32-27. Now Rocori, they've turned it over 8 times compared to the Otters 4 times. They've had some other guys step up and hit some shots. There have been a number of possessions where the Otters really have played some good defense, and then Rocori came up with a shot late in the shot clock. Brink had a 3 later on in the shot clock. Van Looy had a couple where maybe the Otters went for a steal and gave him room to have a pull-up jumper, so they had a couple of those. So the Spartans have been able to hang with the Otters as they opened up. Otters' biggest lead was 7 at 27 to 20, and it's within 5 here now at 32-27 here at the half, as this is our Minnesota Motor Company halftime report. Minnesota Motor located on South Pebble Lake Road in Fergus Falls. So we'll take another break here, and we'll be back with more on our halftime report. We'll go over some of the stats here from the first half, get some updates from the area scores as well. You're listening to Otter Boys basketball on News Talk 1250 KBRF.
Nelson Auto Center in Fergus Falls is proud to sponsor area athletics. Nelson Auto knows the value of a good team, and we'd like to invite you in to meet our team. See how our team takes care of you and your family. Nelson Auto Center in Fergus Falls.
Looking to buy, build, or refinance? Trust Alicia Helgeson at FM Bank in Fergus Falls. With expert guidance and local know-how, she makes the mortgage process smooth and stress-free. Call Alicia or apply online at mybankfm.com today. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
Make OSPTI your choice for outpatient rehabilitation and sports injuries with locations in Fergus Falls and Breckenridge. Orthopedic and sports physical therapy is the right choice for your recovery. Live your best life. Trust the experts at OSPTI.
What's your number?
We drove 25 miles to get a great deal at Quality Toyota.
I drove 7 miles to get a great deal from Quality Toyota.
Fresh and Fancy at Mama Sheena's has a way better option than some overprocessed junk from the back of your freezer. They've got take and bake meals made fresh with real ingredients, and all you have to do is stick it in the oven. Fresh and Fancy, saving moms one dinner at a time.
At American Federal Bank, they're proud sponsors of local high school athletics. Just like their student athletes, American Federal is here to go the extra mile for you. American Federal Bank, investing in our community one play at a time. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
And back here, our Minnesota Motor Company halftime report. 32-27, Fergus Falls Otters in boys basketball up on Rocori. Let's take a look at some of the stats from our first half. And Eston Bethel, like we said, what a first half he's had. He's got 18 points already. He's got 4 threes in the game as well. His first couple baskets were lightning quick moves to the basket, and then he opened it up with the 3. And again, it's a tough scenario for the defense. When Eston is shooting the 3, they're afraid to come up and pressure him too hard because he's so quick to get by people. And when Eston's shooting the 3, it's just so hard to guard. He's got 18 of the Otters' 32 first half points. It's 8 points, good half for Trenton Drulard coming in, making an impact. Only a second game back, returning from injury. Trenton hit a 3, made 3 of 4 free throws, 8 points in the game, and 3 points apiece for Nolan Fellstuhl and Jacob Jentz. And not a lot of rebounds in this game. There have been a number of possessions that have gone deep into the shot clock, and consequently, not a whole lot of rebounds. Otters don't have anyone, based on my numbers, with more than 2 rebounds. They're leaders in rebounds. Jentz with 2, and Fellstuhl with 2 in the first half, and then I have Eston Bethel leading the Otters in assists with 2 first half assists. Over on the Rocori side, even though he's got 3 fouls, Broderick Woods is leading the way with 9 first half points. 6 points for Nolan Van Looy, 5 apiece for Drew Brink and Ethan Hellerman, and 2 points for Blake Kelly. I have Van Looy leading the Spartans with 5 rebounds, and it is Connor Pearson leading Rocori with 2 assists. We are a tie on the boards team-wise, 11 apiece for each team. Otters only 4 turnovers, taking good care of the ball. 8 turnovers for Rocori. Fergus Falls and Rocori each with 11 first half field goals. The difference is The Otters have 6 threes, and those threes, 4 from Bethel, 1 from Drulard, 1 for Fellstuhl. And the Otters are 4 for 6 from the line. 2 threes for Rocori, 1 for Brink and 1 for Hellerman. Rocori is 3 for 3 from the line. We've had 3 lead changes here in this first half. Otters lead at 32-27. Well, Running Stitches, the local choice for embroidery and screen printing in Fergus Falls. That's Running Stitches Embroidery. It's our Minnesota Motor halftime report. One more quick break. We'll be back with second half action right after this. You're watching or listening to Otter Boys basketball on News Talk 1250 KBRF.
The key to a great meal is at the Viking Cafe of Fergus Falls. The Viking Cafe with Minnesota's best omelet, manhole cover pancakes, and burgers that will fill your appetite. The key to a great breakfast and lunch is at the Viking Cafe, downtown Fergus Falls.
Need custom tees, hats, or uniforms? Let Lake Country Graphics bring your brand to life with top quality screen printing and embroidery. Located on North Union Avenue in Fergus Falls. Call 998-4027 today.
For over 50 years, Ottertail Coaches has safely carried kids to school, to games, and back home again. Trusted by generations, they're proud to serve Fergus Falls and the surrounding area. Ottertail Coaches, safety, service, and dependability.
All right, moments away here from the second half. Otters are up 32-27, our Minnesota Motor halftime report. You have a few scores here as we look at the boys basketball scoreboard. Bob Roars is covering the undefeated Henning Hornets tonight against Brandon Evansville. And Henning is up 45-16. That is at the half. So Henning on their way to being 25-0 on the year. Pelican Rapids up at the half over Staples Motley, 34-29. West Central area leading at Bold at halftime, 52-23. Late in the game, Norman County East Hewlin Hitterdal is leading Underwood 62. Well, no, another update here. Looks like the Rockets have taken the lead with a minute left. They lead 65-64 with a minute to go. And Hillcrest leading at Lake Park Audubon 37-18 at the half. That'll put an end to our Minnesota Motor Company halftime report as the Otters have the ball, and Bethel getting it going on the drive. Otters go with their original starting 5 of Wiedrich, Jentz, Fellstuhl, Johnson, and Bethel. Eston with it up front. Right-hand drive to the hoop, puts up the shot off the glass and good. Kind of a one. He was driving with the right hand and just rose up with the ball with one hand and put it up on the glass, and Eston picking up where he left off. He's got 20, and it's 34-27. Otters match their biggest lead of the game of 7 on our Park Region scoreboard. It is Rocori with the ball. Pearson swings it over. Woods with 3 fouls is in the game to start the half. Good help side defense by Bethel, and Henry gets the steal. That's what the Otters are focusing on Woods, having that weak side help. Eston pulls up for 3, no good. And it's Van Looy with his 6th rebound of the game for Rocori. Van Looy between the legs on the dribble. Pushes off, contact. It's got to be a charge. Yeah, it's going to be an offensive foul. Yep, it's going to be an offensive foul. There was kind of a, yeah, they raised up number 5, and Micah was guarding Van Looy, who's number 5, and Van Looy clearly used his arm to push off to gain the advantage. And, yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure what the confusion was. I think maybe a couple whistles blew, and they had to make sure they had everything correct. But it is an offensive foul on Van Looy. 10th turnover for Rocori. Micah Johnson on the drive. Loses it momentarily. Gets it back. Gets it to Bethel. And it's man-to-man defense here right now for Rocori. See if the Otters try to get it into Jentz. And now they do to try to pick up a 4th foul for Wood. Jentz spins into the lane and finishes. Well, that's maybe the place to go, because you know Broderick Woods isn't going to try to be too aggressive against Jentz with his 3 fouls. And, man, they got it to Jacob, and his footwork is something else. Otters have their biggest lead, 36-27. 5 for Jentz in the game. And with the ball, Hellerman up top to Brink. Near side it comes to Pearson. Pearson working against Micah Johnson. Hellerman, far corner. Brink fires the 3 in the corner off the heel. Ball tipped and controlled by Jacob Jentz. Otters trying to open up a double-digit lead here with a basket. Bethel left-hand drive, dishes off of Jentz's hands. Wiedrich does a nice job to save it. Gets it to Johnson. Back to Jentz. Wiedrich saves it again. 2 saves for Wiedrich within about 5 seconds. Bethel on the drive, steps through off the glass, and Eston gets it to go. That wasn't an easy move either. And Eston now with 22. Tyler Barker wants a timeout, And the Otters 6 in a row here to start the second half to lead at 38-27, their first double-digit lead. So it's a timeout. We will use a Lake Region Healthcare timeout. And we're going to take a break, and we'll be back with more Otter boys basketball right after this on News Talk 1250 KBRF.
Every team has a home field advantage. Make yours the internet from Park Region. With speeds that keep up with the pace of the game and the reliability to never miss a play, you'll always be connected. Get the internet that's always in your corner. Park Region, your home team's internet advantage.
Between muddy roads and dusty drives, your car takes a beating. Keep it shining with an unlimited car wash membership at Splash Express. Upgrade to the Platinum for a rust inhibitor, hot wax, and ceramic coating in one bundle. Stop by Splash Express next to Premier Meats in Fergus Falls.
Between practices, games, and late-night drives, who's got time to grocery shop? With Instacart from Service Food in Fergus Falls, order online and your groceries are ready for delivery. So you can cheer louder, not shop longer. Service Food of Fergus Falls.
And back here at Rocori, it's a Lake Region Healthcare timeout. And what a great start for the Otters in the second half, as they've gone on a 6-0 run to start the second half. They've opened up an 11-point lead at 38-27. Eston Bethel with a couple hoops to keep his tremendous night going, and Jacob Jens with a beautiful move against Woods. The three accounted for the 3 baskets. Rocori with the ball into the post. It goes to Woods coming from behind. There's Eston again tipping it away, and Eston already has a couple steals in the second half to go along with everything else he's been doing. And the Otters with the ball. Back door cut. Bethel trying to control the ball, and it is stolen away by Pearson. Only the 5th Otter turnovers. Otter tried to set up a back door, and a long pass a little bit wide, and Eston tried to save it and couldn't quite get it to a teammate. Across it goes, and now the Spartans throw it into the bench on the other side. Airmailed that one. Another turnover for Rocori, and Rocori with 4 turnovers in less than 3 minutes here to start the second half, as Nolan Elfring is back in for Rocori. And Blake Kelly is in as Micah Johnson handles it for the Otters. Comes back out to Fellstool. Over to Bethel, into the post, it's Jens. He's going to work against Woods. Jens backs his way in, kicks it back out to Fellstool, and now it's going to be a pushing foul on Rocori. That happened a little bit out, maybe a moment after the pass took place. Yeah, it's going to be on Blake Kelly, his first, team second. Otters trying to keep this excellent momentum going. They get it to Jens underneath, blocked from behind by Woods. Otters wanted the 4th foul on Woods. They didn't get it. And Rocori brings it up the right side. They swing it over. That's Elfring. Here comes to Kelly across. There's Van Looy backing his way in against Fellstool. Bank shot just curls off the rim, and Jens with a rebound. Van Looy using his size advantage there, but couldn't get the shot to go. And Rocori, they're scoreless here in the first almost 4 minutes of the second half. Micah Johnson dribbling near sideline, comes over to Wiedrich. And Cam Wiedrich goes over to Micah Johnson. Micah way up near the center circle. Left hand drive, spins, free throw line area, pull up 12-footer. Pretty move by Micah Johnson, and he gets the 12-footer in the lane to go. Micah's first basket, and the Otters up by 13 at 40-27. 8 in a row to start the second half. Here's Van Looy, one dribble, pull up, left elbow jumper is good. We've seen that from him 2 different times. That's his rhythm. He puts it on the floor, gets that dribble, 1 or 2 dribbles in, and knocks it down. He's got 8. First points of the second half for Rocori. Now they tried to get it into Jens with a lob pass, and it's tipped away from behind by Woods and out of bounds. Trenton Drulard back in. Wiedrich comes out. 40-29, Otters by 11. Otters with a couple wins, they have a chance to move up the QRF rankings and host a playoff game next week. But still plenty of work to do. Jens in the post, over to Bethel. Eston open for 3, count it. Great play by Jens, spinning, finding his shooter, and Eston has 5 threes in the game and 25 points. And the Otters' biggest lead is now 14 at 43-29. Here is Van Looy. Van Looy all the way across, pass tipped. Elfring penetrates over to Hellerman. 2 dribbles left, back to Elfring. Now Van Looy Sweeps the ball, comes back to Elfring. 10 to shoot. Jump stop over to Hellerman. Spins back towards the baseline. Good defense by Johnson. Comes out. Shot for Kelly for 3, no good. Fellstool had his hand on it, and Jentz comes up with a ball, and it's Micah Johnson. Here's Bethel in the corner to Fellstool. In the post, Jentz. Jentz, left shoulder turn, steps through, goes up, and there's foul number 4 on Broderick Woods, and Broderick cannot believe it. So Broderick Woods picks up his 4th, and Jacob Jentz, he's the type of guy, too, you want, because he's very sneaky. He is so skilled with his feet that it's so hard to guard, and he gets people just to react on a little head fake or a jab left or right. And he draws foul number 4 on Broderick Woods. Jentz's free throw is good. 6 for Jacob Jentz. And Broderick Woods will come out with 4 fouls. Eli Getter is into the game for the first time for Rocori. Second free throw by Jentz is good. Maybe not the gaudy numbers that he's put up in some games this year, but he's really doing a good job working the middle in a number of ways. Now the Otters will get their first foul of the second half, applying a trap near midcourt. It's going to go to Eston Bethel. First personal on Eston, who's got 25 points in the game. And we still have 12 and a half minutes to play. He had 30 on Thursday night in the Otters win against Sauk Rapids Rice. Otters bring a double team. Pearson breaks it, and he goes up and he draws the foul going to the basket. Foul's going to be on Nolan Fellstool, Nolan's team second. And Connor Pearson to the free throw line looking for his first point of the game. And the free throw is good. 45-30, Otters by 15. Yeah, Pearson, usually when we hear the last name Pearson, we're usually thinking it's on the Otter side, but not tonight. Connor Pearson, senior for Rocori, makes his second free throw, and it's 45-31 on our Park Region scoreboard. Otters up by 14. Now it is a zone here from Rocori, and Trenton Drulard just drives the left baseline. And easy lay-in. Has some miscommunication on the assignments there by the Spartans. Trenton now in double figures with 10. Otters back up by 16 at 47-31. Here is Kelly. Way up top it goes. Gathering is Pearson. And Connor Pearson. Right-hand drive against Drulard. Goes up. Blocked from behind by Trenton, but some contact as he went up. And Pearson will go back to the free throw line to shoot 2. So Trenton picks up his first, team third. And it's Connor Pearson back to the line, who just made 2 free throws a moment ago. And he makes another one. He's got 3 points in the game with a pair of assists. 47-32. Otters by 15. And second one is up and good. 4 free throws in a row for Connor Pearson, and it's a 14-point Otter lead. Otters led by 5 at half, but they've come out playing great in the second half. There's Eston right to the hoop. That one couldn't quite get it to roll in, and Van Looy with a rebound for the Spartans. Here comes Rocori in the corner. Getter kicks it back out. Here's Pearson with it. Fellstool is on him. One dribble comes to Van Looy, over to Elfring. 15 to play in the game. As Pearson with it, all the way over, it goes to Getter. Getter picks up the dribble, comes back to Pearson. 8 on the shot clock for Rocori. Pearson working with his right hand, knocked away by Bethel. It's jarred loose. Otters come up with a steal. Another steal for Eston. 13th Rocori turnover. Jentz comes over to Micah. It's Micah Johnson back to Jacob Jentz. Thinks about the 3. Now puts it on the floor, skips across Drulard. Trenton wants the 3, rims out no good. And Van Looy with another rebound. He leads all rebounders tonight with 8. And he's handling the basketball up front as Eli Fullhart prepares to get back into the game for the Otters. Top of the key, Blake Kelly. Near side, Pearson over in the corner. Getter back to Pearson. Pearson spinning in the lane, looking somewhere to go. Now slashing, getting the pass, and a nice little jumper by Elfring is good. Good cut by Elfring. He found the sweet spot. Give Pearson the assist, 47-35. Otters by a dozen as we're approaching the 10-minute mark to play in the game. Drulard with it, over to Johnson. Now into the post, Gents. Gents, left shoulder, jump hook, a little bit short off the rim, and it's Kelly with the Rocori rebound. Here's Kelly, Getter, wide open, three-pointer, that's short, and it goes right into the hands of Jacob Gents. He leads the Otters with 6 rebounds in the game. And Micah Johnson comes into the front court. Rocori matches up man-to-man. Drulard in the corner in front of his own bench. Now to Bethel, but pass knocked away, and it's stolen away by the Spartans. Here's the pass. Cutting to the hoop. Van Looy goes up, ripped away. He gets it back. Now Getter gets the three in the air. Rims out. No good. That looked good for a bit and didn't go. And Trenton Drulard with the rebound for the Otters. And Trenton into the front court. Matt Johnson, a little bit of discombobulation from the Otters maybe on a few possessions. So he's going to use a timeout, and it's going to be a full timeout. We will take a Lake Region Healthcare timeout. Otters are up by 12, 47-35 as you're listening to Otter Boys basketball on News Talk 1250 KBRF.
Hi, I'm Heather Hickman, Executive Director for LB Homes in Fergus Falls. Seasons may change, but one truth remains: our compassionate, Christ-centered care at LB Browen Home. For over a century, we have served as His hands and feet. Every resident is welcomed as family, embraced with the dignity and kindness that Christ calls us to share. So whether you are seeking peace of mind or a trusted home for a loved one, you'll find it here. LB Browen Home, rooted in faith, serving with compassion, trusted for generations.
Where to eat, the ultimate culinary adventure, from signature dishes to chef recommendations.
As your food review professionals, you can find us at KBRFradio.com, the Fergus Now app, and on YouTube.
Tune in every first Friday of the month for new episodes.
Check us out, and we'll show you where to eat.
And we're back here at Rocori, 47-35. Otters with the lead on our Park Region scoreboard. Got a final score from Norman County East Hewlin Hitterdall. The Underwood Rockets come up a point short. In fact, the Rockets were down 5 or 6 with 4 minutes to go. They took a 1-point lead late and ended up falling. The final came in 66-65. Norman County East wins it. Otters with the basketball here, leading by 12. See what they run here coming out of the timeout. They skip it over to Drulard. Trenton left-hand drive. Cut off on the baseline. Now his pass knocked away. Bethel comes up with it. Eston goes up, lays it in. Now I thought Rocori had a couple plays earlier where they got fortunate where a deflection went their way. This time it went the Otters' way. It got it to Essen in a position where he could go and finish in the lane. 27 for Bethel. Otters back up by 14. Three-pointer straight on, Brink no good. Eli Fullhart goes high for the rebound for the Otters. Bethel over to Johnson, now Wiedrich. Back to Eston. Eston pull up, 16-footer free throw line, nothing but net. And that young man is feeling it here tonight. And what a performance. He's up to 29, and the Otters are back up by 16. 8.5 minutes to play in the game. On the drive, going to be a foul on Wiedrich, as it was Getter on the drive. So Cam Wiedrich gets his first, team fourth. And Broderick Woods, who has 4 fouls, is back in. The Spartans can't wait any longer, certainly, with Broderick Woods, who's had foul issues all night. Gents is back in. Drulard will come out. So the Otters right now with Gents, Fullhart, Wiedrich, Bethel, and Johnson. And Rocori inbounds the Woods. Back to Hellerman. Pull up, 15-footer, short. And the rebound goes to Fullhart for the Otters. Otters up by 16. They can grow their lead to the biggest it's been all night with some points here. And here's Eston. Comes back out to Fullhart. Back to Bethel. Baseline Gents. Jacob gets the man up in the air, and he's going back to the free throw line. It's not Woods this time that picks up the foul, but again, that skill around the basket is getting Jacob to the free throw line. It'll be his 5th and 6th attempts. It's the 3rd personal foul on Nolan Van Looy, 4th team foul. And Jacob Gents swishes that one through, his 8th point of the game, to go along with 6 rebounds. Fellstool's in, Johnson comes out. And next one by Gents is good. Jacob with 9 points. Otters' biggest lead of the game of 18 at 53-35 as we are few moments from the 8-minute mark left in the game. Brink catches for 3. That is no good. Woods, Gents battle for the boards, and Woods tries to save it, but it comes to Cam Wiedrich for the Otters. Here comes Nolan Felstool. Over it goes to Bethel. Here's Eston. Full heart, bounce pass into Gents. Gathers going against Woods, goes up, contact, no call, and the rebound goes to Hellerman for Rocori. That was close to number 5 on Woods. Didn't get the call. There's Brink in the corner. 3-pointer short. And Gents does a good job on the boards with his 7th rebound of the game. Eston Bethel, left-hand dribble, pulls up. 3-pointer is off the front of the rim. No good. Long rebound goes to Elfring for Rocori. Near side, it goes to Van Looy. Ball screen moving left. Pull up. That's his rhythm. There it is again. That's his rhythm. At mid-range. That's his 4th mid-range jumper, accounting for 8 of his 10 points. And he leads Rocori in scoring tonight, and it's 53-37. As now there's going to be a foul on Van Looy, and that will be Nolan Van Looy's 4th personal. So 4 on Van Looy. As Blake Kelly and Eli Getter are back in for the Spartans. Van Looy and Brink will come out. 6:57 to play in the game. And Bethel lobs away up to Nolan Felstool. And Felstool picks up his dribble, hands off to Bethel. Over it goes to Felstool in the post. Here's Gents, takes one dribble, kicks out to Fullhart. Eli backs his way in, goes up, off the glass, too strong. Gents, the weak side offensive board, puts it back up and in. Gents now in double figures with 11. Trying to close in on a double-double, a couple rebounds away. He's had a lot of those this year. Otters back up by 18, under 6.5 minutes to play in the game. And it's Kelly. Kicks back out, tipped by Fullhart. Kelly does get it back. Elfring all the way over, Getter into the post. Woods, there's the weak side help. Oh, they're going to call a hold on the Otters. Fullhart, nice job coming from the weak side there on the help. But they're going to say they got Woods, that he got Woods on the arm. The Otters have really executed their game plan well. Woods got to the Otters early on the inside, but then haven't been able to. Now there's going to be another foul. But the Otters, after that initial burst from Woods, and Woods got into foul trouble, they've been there on the weak side help, as Eston Bethel's had a couple, 2 or 3 steals coming from the weak side as they try to deliver the ball into the post. And really have held Woods down. Now the foul is on Jacob Gents. So Gents is the first Otter with 3 fouls. 6-team foul. Rocori with the ball. Hellerman in the lane. Across it goes. Here's Elfring. Jump stop back out. His pass picked off by Eston Bethel. Here comes Eston. Dishes. Felstool. Layup is good. Well, Bethel with probably 4 or 5 steals, and then he streaks up the floor and delivers a beauty of a pass to Felstool. Nolan's got 5, 3 assists for Eston. Biggest lead of the game for the Otters of 20 at 57-37. 2 dribbles right, pull up is no good by Hellerman. And Felstool with a rebound for Fergus Falls. Otters closing in here on a real nice win, a great second half performance. Bethel pull up in the lane. That's no good though from about 8 feet. And Woods with a rebound for Rocori. Taking the ball screen is Kelly. Comes to Hellerman, far corner, back to Kelly. Otters, they've been man-to-man defense the entire game. Elfring, skip pass, is almost stolen by Felstool. Goes out of bounds, and the Spartans will throw it in. Brink and Van Looy are back in. Elfring comes out for Rocori, as does Hellerman. Micah Johnson is back in for the Otters, and Felstool will come out. And throwing it in the far corner is Blake Kelly. Comes into Van Looy, and Micah Johnson is on him. He'll get a ball screen from Woods. Pulls up. There's that rhythm. Didn't quite have it there. Missed it. And the rebound is tipped out of bounds by Woods. And the Otters will get it. We are now inside of 5 minutes to play in the game. 4:58 to go. 57-37. Rocori maybe some applying. Yep, they're going to do some zone full court pressure. 2-2-1 style. Here's Bethel. Slowly brings it into the front court. And now Rocori will settle in. settle into a zone here, a 2-3 zone out of that 2-2-1 full court zone. Otters moving the ball from side to side. Happy to milk some clock here. Full Hart back to Wiedrich. Over it goes. Now his pass is intercepted. Getter, well, it's knocked away, but Brink comes up with it. 7th Otter turnover. Back out it goes to Van Looy. Van Looy penetrates. He has it knocked away by Bethel, and Jentz comes up with the ball. 14 Rocori turnovers. And here's Micah Johnson. Jump stop in the lane. Trying to get it to Bethel, and now Matt Johnson sensing maybe a 3-second in the lane violation. Calls a timeout before the refs can do that. And it's a 30-second timeout, so we'll just keep it right here. It'll be a Lake Region Healthcare timeout. And with 4:13 to go, Otters up by 20. Well, Running Stitches, they're the local choice for embroidery and screen printing in Fergus Falls. That's Running Stitches Embroidery. Let's see any get any scoring updates. West Central area up big on Bold late in the game, 73-30. Pelican Rapids leading Staples Motley 48-41 in the second half. Henning with a big win over Brandon Evansville. They stay undefeated, improved to 25-0, 82-55 over Brandon Evansville. Underwood falls to Norman County East. Ulen Hitterdal on the road by a point, 66-65. Hillcrest up big late in the game at Lake Park Audubon, 78-33. And Perham is up big at the half against Thief River Falls, 42-17, all in boys basketball. Coming back out of our Lake Region Healthcare timeout, and Otters with the ball, leading by 20. 4:05 to play in the game. Bethel dribbling the ball, not being pressured hard. He'll just dribble a little bit, swings it over to Full Hart. Otters have 10 to shoot now. It's Drew Lard with it. Trenton right-hand dribble, pivots away from the D. It comes to Bethel. He'll shoot the guarded three. It is good again. Wow, Eston Bethel with 6 threes in the game, and he's up to 32 points with 3:40 to play. Otters up by 23, and there's another steal by Eston. Here he comes in transition, little jump stop move, and he draws the foul, and he will shoot 2. And this has just been, it really has been a spectacular performance by Eston Bethel. And I'm trying not to overplay it, but he has just been so good in all facets of the game tonight. And his first free throw, well, there, that one's on me, I guess. The announcer's curse. I'm giving him the accolades. And he missed it off the front of the rim, no good. But Eston at 32 points in the game. He's got 6 threes. His defense has been outstanding, and he's got 3 assists as well. He makes that free throw, so he's up to 33, and it's 61-37. Otters up by 24. We're now under 3.5 minutes to play in the game. It's Getter with the ball, uses the ball screen, moving left over in the corner. Three-pointer is no good. That was by Kelly, and Micah Johnson gathers the rebound for the Otters. Here's Bethel up top, guarded by Getter. And Micah, right-hand dribble, goes over to Jentz. Picks up his dribble to Full Hart now. Under 3 minutes to go. Drew Lard over to Bethel. Eston on the drive. Delivers the pass. Full Hart with the dunk. We'll give him the dunk. He got his hands on the rim. A beautiful pass from Bethel. And Full Hart gets on the board with his first basket. Otters are up by 26 at 63-37. What a second half for the Otters. They've only given up 10 second half points for Rocori while scoring 31 themselves. Over in the corner. They swing it right side. Here's Van Looy in the lane. Shot altered by Drulard a bit. Ball tipped around as it was missed, and Jentz with his 9th rebound of the game for Fergus Falls. And Micah Johnson slowly into the front court. And Micah swings it over to Jentz. And the Otters are going to call a timeout, I think, to get their subs in. Nope, they're going to call a full timeout. So we'll take a quick break as well. What a second half for the Otters. They have totally pulled away, lead at 63-37. We'll be back with more Otter boys basketball after this.
A fresh shipment of brand new Buick Enclaves and Buick Envisions has arrived at Minnesota Motor Company in Fergus Falls. If you've been waiting for the perfect SUV, now's your moment. The spacious, refined Buick Enclave with 3 rows of comfort and confidence. Or the sleek, stylish Buick Envision that is smart, smooth, and ready for where life takes you. Buick, exceptional by design.
Minnesota Motor.
South Pebble Lake Road, Fergus Falls.
Here's to a great season for all our favorite high school athletes. American Legion is a favorite too and serves up everyone's favorite barbecued ribs. American Legion of Fergus Falls, open each Wednesday through Saturday on Pebble Lake Road in Fergus Falls.
Now we're back here at Rocori, and the Otters, what a second half. They pulled away in total control, leading 63-37. On our Park Region scoreboard. They've only given up 10 second half points to Rocori. We only have 2:04 left to play in the game. So far 30 outscored Rocori 31-10 here in the second half. And Otters made some substitutions. Bethel is out. He's comes out of the game with 33 points, 4 assists. A great defensive night. Really a great performance. Now they lob it into Juilliard. They try to run a lob play. And Trenton tried to put it up, couldn't get it to go. And Rocori has the basketball, and it's Getter. Getter with it, steps back, he'll shoot the 3 straight on, that's good. Eli Getter nets the 3, freshman guard for Rocori, and it's 63-40. Otters with the lead. Otters right now, Fellstool, Johnson, Wiedrich, Drulard, and Isaac Mock is back in as well. Otters ready to bring some more substitutions in on the next dead ball. Fellstool picks up his dribble all the way across to Johnson. Micah had to gather before going over and back. Now works his way into the lane. Skips it to Fellstool. Nolan for 3, far side. In and out, no good. And Woods with a rebound. And the official's just going to take his own time to bring the substitutions in. So a whole new crew for mostly new crew for both teams. In for the Otters, John Abrahams is in. Also in is Micaiah Abramson. Joel Nelson also checking in for the Otters. And Kellen Funkhauser is in as well, as we are at a minute to play in the game. And Rocori also a number of new players, and we'll catch up with those names as we go. 3-pointer right side in the air, and that is good. And the fans are pumped. And we don't even have a number for yeah, we don't even have a name, as this player isn't even on the roster, as the Otters miss a 3 on the other end. Yeah, we checked the numbers pretty good beginning on the drive and getting the basket, and one is good for Rocori, as going to the hoop is Griffin Beemeister. So he will go to the line to try to get the end one. 34 seconds to play in the game. Otters up 63-45. Yeah, we try to get the numbers all set. That's announcing 101. Is there anyone to add or anyone to take away? We weren't given a number 53. So number 53 has 3 points. Beemeister makes his free throw. And in for Fergus Falls, Nathaniel Erickson is in as Isaac Mock comes out. And 30 seconds to play. It is Erickson with it on the far side. Looking for a teammate. Gets it over to Abramson. And Abramson goes to Grayson O'Neill. And now I had my head down for the rebound, and then there's a foul as Kellen Funkhauser went down. Yep. Yeah, I didn't quite see what happened there because O'Neill got the rebound. I put my head down momentarily to mark the rebound down, but it's going to be a foul on Rocori, and it's going to be Abramson to the line to shoot the 1-and-1. So Abramson will get a chance to put some points on the board. He knocks the free throw down. 64-46, only 11 seconds to play in the game. And second one is up, that rims off no good. And the rebound is tracked down by Logan Adams for Rocori. Adams on the drive, back out it goes. The Meister three-pointer is good, so the Rocori bench coming in and putting some points on the board as that buzzer sounds. And Rocori, they put up more points in the last few minutes, in the last 2 minutes, than they did the previous 16, as they put up 12 points in the last 2 minutes, just to cut that Otter margin of victory to 15. 64-49, the final score here at Rocori on our Park Region Service Beyond the Connection scoreboard. And the Otters trying to fight and battle for a home playoff game, and they needed a couple wins this week to have a chance at that, and they took care of it with a win here tonight against Rocori. The Otters improved to 10-15 on the year. The Spartans fall to 7-18. So we're going to take a break, add all of our numbers up here, and we'll be back with our post-game show as you're listening or watching to Otter Boys basketball on News Talk 1250 KBRF.
Nelson Auto Center in Fergus Falls is proud to sponsor area athletics. Nelson Auto knows the value of a good team, and we'd like to invite you in to meet our team. See how our team takes care of you and your family. Nelson Auto Center in Fergus Falls.
Looking to buy, build, or refinance? Trust Alicia Helgeson at FM Bank in Fergus Falls. With expert guidance and local know-how, she makes the mortgage process smooth and stress-free. Call Alicia or apply online at mybankfm.com today. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
The key to a great meal is at the Viking Cafe of Fergus Falls. The Viking Cafe, with Minnesota's best omelet, manhole cover pancakes, and burgers that will fill your appetite. The key to a great breakfast and lunch is at the Viking Cafe, downtown Fergus Falls.
Every team has a home field advantage. Make yours the internet from Park Region. With speeds that keep up with the pace of the game and the reliability to never miss a play, you'll always be connected. Get the internet that's always in your corner. Park Region, your home team's internet advantage.
What's your number?
We drove 5.2 miles to get a great deal from Quality Toyota.
I drove 7 miles to get a great deal from Quality Toyota.
Quality Toyota.
Lake Region Healthcare is proud to be trusted and recommended by parents and coaches, athletes, and families. Keeping healthcare close to home for local athletes and all their fans. Find us online at lrhc.org.
Need custom tees, hats, or uniforms? Let Lake Country Graphics bring your brand to life with top quality screen printing and embroidery. Located on North Union Avenue in Fergus Falls. Call 998-4027 today.
Hi, I'm Heather Hickman, Executive Director for LB Homes in Fergus Falls. Seasons may change, but one truth remains: our compassionate, Christ-centered care at LB Browen Home. For over a century, we have served as His hands and feet. Every resident is welcomed as family, embraced with the dignity and kindness that Christ calls us to share. So whether you are seeking peace of mind or a trusted home for a loved one, you'll find it here. LB Browen Home, rooted in faith, serving with compassion, trusted for generations.
Fresh and Fancy at Mama Sheena's has a way better option than some overprocessed junk from the back of your freezer. They've got take and bake meals made fresh with real ingredients, and all you have to do is stick it in the oven. Fresh and Fancy, saving moms one dinner at a time.
Back here on our post-game show from Cold Spring, and a real nice win for the Otter Boys basketball team tonight, 64-49, the final score. Really a top-notch second-half performance. Otters led by 5. Rocori scored the first 6 points in the game. They did a real good job. They got Broderick Woods, their top the top player from Rocori. He's got the size and body and strength of a Division I football player. Well, he is. He's going to play D1 football at UND next year. Started the game with an and one that put Rocori up on the lead. Then Rocori got another 3, made it 6-0. Looked like it might be a long night trying to hold down Woods, but the Otters did a great job attacking Broderick. He got him in foul trouble. He played limited minutes throughout, constantly being taken out with 2 fouls 6 minutes in, then 3 fouls shortly after he came in again, and picked up his 4th early in the second half. Give credit to Jacob Jentz for some of the footwork and moves that he able to put to get Woods up in the air. And Rocori had to play without Broderick Woods for a lot of the night. But the story of the night was Eston Bethel. As can't tell you how good he was tonight. I mean, if you're watching, you saw it. If you listened, you heard so very few mistakes and just a outstanding performance handling the basketball. attacking the basket, shooting the lights out with 6 threes, distributed 4 assists, and defensively, he was one of the main guys that was a weak side help with Broderick Woods. I know he had a couple steals right off the bat to start the second half. If I had to guess, I don't have steals in front of me. I bet he had 5 or 6 steals tonight, or at least was if he didn't have 6 exact steals, tipped it away where someone else got the ball, they moved on. Eston was just absolutely tremendous tonight, running the show for the Otters, playing on both sides of the floor, decision making, and then lighting up the scoreboard with 33 points. So we'll go to our numbers right away. Eston Bethel leading all scores in the game tonight with 33 points. Otters had 3 players in double figures, as Jacob Jentz added 11. Great to see Trenton Drulard in the lineup for the Otters. His second game back, coming off injury that has kept him out for the majority of the season. Trenton had 10 points in the game. Eight of those came in the first half. He was 3 for 4 from the line. It was 5 points for Nolan Fellstuhl, 2 points apiece for Micah Johnson and Eli Fullhart, and 1 point for Micaiah Abramson. And it was Jacob Jentz leading the Otters in rebounds with 9, as he was the key rebounder for Fergus Falls tonight. And on the assist totals, it was Eston Bethel leading the Otters with 4. And Jacob Jentz had 2 assists as well for the Otters. On the Rocori side, only 1 player in double figures for the Spartans. It was Nolan Van Looy, who had 10. Broderick Woods had all 9 of his points in the first half. 6 points for Griffin Viemeister. They all came in the last minute. 5 points apiece for Ethan Hellerman and Drew Brink. It was 4 points for Connor Pearson, 4 for 4 from the line. And 3 points for Eli Getter, 2 for Blake Kelly, and 2 for Nolan Effring. I had Van Looy leading the Spartans with 8 rebounds, 5 rebounds for Broderick Woods, and it was 3 assists for Connor Pearson to lead Rocori. I had the Otters out rebounding Rocori 25-22. Excellent job taking care of the ball for Fergus Falls. 7 turnovers in the game compared to 16 for the Spartans. Otters had 23 field goals. They had 8 threes, 6 of those from Bethel, 1 from Drulard and 1 from Fellstuhl, as Fergus Falls was 10 for 14 from the line. Rocori had 18 field goals in the game. They had 5 threes. Those threes came 1 apiece, it looks like, for Brink, Viemeister, Hellerman, and who am I missing here? Brink, Viemeister, Hellerman, and Getter. And Rocori was a perfect 8 for 8 from the line tonight. 3 lead changes in the game, and Otters, once they took that lead the second time around, extended it to as much as 7 in the first half, and they led by as many as 26 in the second half before Rocori put on a little barrage at the end and cut it to 15, 64-49, the final score on our Park Region Service Beyond the Connection scoreboard. 1 quick final timeout. When we come back, we'll name our Quality Player of the Game, sponsored by Quality Toyota and Lake Country Graphics. Otters win it. Back with more after this.
A fresh shipment of brand new Buick Enclaves and Buick Envisions has arrived at Minnesota Motor Company in Fergus Falls. If you've been waiting for the perfect SUV, now's your moment. The spacious, refined Buick Enclave with 3 rows of comfort and confidence. Or the sleek, stylish Buick Envision that is smart, smooth, and ready for where life takes you. Buick, exceptional by design.
Minnesota Motor.
South Pebble Lake Road, Fergus Falls.
Here's to a great season for all our favorite high school athletes. American Legion is a favorite too and serves up everyone's favorite barbecued ribs. American Legion of Fergus Falls, open each Wednesday through Saturday on Pebble Lake Road in Fergus Falls.
Back here at our post-game show. Nice win for the Otter boys tonight, 64-49 over the Rocori Spartans. And it's time to name our Quality Player of the Game, sponsored by Quality Toyota and Lake Country Graphics. For screen printing and embroidery on custom apparel with the best in personal service around, contact Lake Country Graphics at 1223 North Union Avenue in Fergus Falls. Call 998-4027. That's 998-4027 for Lake Country Graphics. There's no drama in this one. We know who it's going to be. It's going to be Eston Bethel. Eston, the 5'10 sophomore guard, really had as good of a performance I've seen in high school basketball this year. The way he played, 33 points in the game. He had 18 in the first half, 15 in the second half. Matt Johnson in our pregame interview alluded to what it is guarding Eston. He had 5 threes in the game. I think it was 5 threes on Thursday against Sauk Rapids Rice, And he said if Eston's shooting the ball from the outside, it's impossible to guard him because he's so quick off the drive. And you could see that with Rocori. When they were guarding him, they were afraid to get right in his grill, and that allowed Eston to load the three. After Eston had a couple real nice quick drives to the basket, he started shooting from the outside, and he had 6 threes on the night. If I had to guess, I don't have percentage. If I had to guess, maybe 6 for 9, but I'm not 100% sure on that. But he had 33 points. He led the Otters with 4 assists, and defensively he was outstanding, coming from the weak side, getting a number of steals. I bet he was responsible for 5 or 6 of the steals that the Otters had tonight. So hat tip to Eston on just an outstanding performance. He is tonight's Quality Player of the Game, sponsored by Quality Toyota and Lake Country Graphics. Rocori will play next. They'll finish their regular season at Hutchinson on Thursday. Then the Otters, they got a big game on Friday, and that's going to be fun. We're going to have coverage of it in live stream on News Talk, right here on News Talk 1250 KBRF with a 7 o'clock pregame, 7:15 tip-off at the Roosevelt Gym at the Otter Fieldhouse, where the Otters will host St. Cloud Tech. And the reason why it's important, the Otters are sitting right now at if you look at the exact QRF standings, they are at the number 5 spot in the QRF rankings. They are a few points behind St. Cloud Tech, a few points behind or ahead of Detroit Lakes, and they're about 15 behind Wilmer. Well, the Otters are going to gain some points tonight, and they beat St. Cloud Tech by 2 earlier in the year. Well, if they beat them again, there's a real strong chance that they're going to get into the top 4, and what that means is they would host a first-round playoff game. So it's very possible the Otters could be playing for the right to host a playoff game rather than going on the road next week if they can beat St. Cloud Tech. Now, nobody quite knows how the QRF rankings go and how that point system is tabulated or where it can go. If the Otters, if DL is right behind the Otters, they would have a tiebreaker because they've beaten Fergus Falls twice. Well, if the Otters can beat St. Cloud Tech on Friday, they would have a tiebreaker with Tech because they've beaten them twice and could leapfrog everything. And I don't know if even number 3 Wilmer might be in play as well, too. I'm not sure if they can gain that many. But the big thing would be to get that home playoff game, and Otters have a great chance to do that if they can win on Friday in that regular season finale against St. Cloud Tech. We'll have coverage of that right here on News Talk 1250 KBRF. So before we sign off, let's take a look at the area scoreboard. And we got in the JV game tonight, Rocori beat Fergus Falls 63-44. Joel Nelson led the Otters with 10 points in that one. And as I take a look at my app here, we got in Class A boys basketball, West Central wins at Bold 80-33. Pelican Rapids leading late in the game over Staples Motley 72-54. Henning improves to 25-0 on the year. They win at home over Brandon Evansville 82-55. It was Underwood falling just a point short at Norman County East Ulen Hitterdal 66-65. Hillcrest wins big at Lake Park Audubon 81-36. And it's Perham up big at home against Thief River Falls 78-38. And then Barnesville is up in a close one at Hawley 58-53. It's noted at 8 minutes left in the game. So those are the scores we got with our local teams. So with that, we're gonna sign off. We got playoff girls basketball coming Thursday night. Listen to Craig Olson Sports in the morning to get to what matchups we have coming up. Looking forward to the girls basketball playoffs and our coverage kicking off for that. Then we'll have more boys basketball regular season on Friday, and then it's all playoffs from next week on out. Looking forward to that, best time of the year as we get closer and closer to March. But great win for the Otters tonight. Great second half as they were dominant in the second half. After leading by 5 at the half, they opened up a 26-point lead on to win their 10th game of the year. Final score on our Park Region Service Beyond the Connection scoreboard, Fergus Falls 64 and Rocori 49. Thanks so much to Dave Bishop for all the help. Great job on the live stream here tonight. And this is Jason Retzloff signing off from Rocori High School in Cold Spring. And we thank you for listening and watching to Otter Boys Basketball on News Talk 1250 KBRF.
Thank you for joining us for a special KBRF Radio sports streaming presentation. Tonight's game is proudly brought to you by Quality Toyota and your Quality Toyota Player of the Game, Nelson Auto Center and your Nelson starting lineups, Park Region and your Park Region scoreboard, Lake Region Healthcare and your Lake Region timeout, the Minnesota Motor Company and your Minnesota Motor Company halftime show, Viking Cafe and your Viking Cafe keys to the game. Orthopedic Sports and Physical Therapy Incorporated, Fergus Falls Monument, Otter Tail Coaches, Fresh and Fancy at Mama Sheena's, American Federal Bank, FM Bank, Service Food, Ugstead Plumbing and Heating, Splash Express, American Legion Post number 30, Lake Country Graphics, LB Homes, and by Running Stitches. We hope you enjoyed tonight's sports streaming presentation. You can find this game and others by going to KBRFradio.com and clicking on sports streaming. The